Hello friends, this is the command line tutorial part 5, and in this video we are going to compile our app and as well as run our app on our system. So it is going to be a pretty exciting tutorial, and I think you will love it, because if you're following me along with the from the previous tutorials, you might have noticed that I have already created the Android project without using the Android Studio or Eclipse, any other IDEs. So if you're along with me, and we are going to just compile our app today and we are going to run it on our system. So what is going to basically happen today is we are going to compile our app. So I have already told you guys that these are the Java and XML, all these kind of languages needs to be compiled to talk to our machine or whatever you're currently gonna use with it. Like if you're using a Java application, it should run on with your operating system, so it needs to talk to your operating system. And how it talks to your operating system, it talks using the 0 as and 1, so it is just binary. So if you don't know about binary, you should just give search on the Google that what is binary, and I think you must know that. So in this tutorial, what we are going to do here is going to be just we will just compile our app using the Gradle, and we will just run it on our device, and it's going to be pretty fun. So let's go ahead and get started. So yesterday when we created our project, it looked like something like this. If you have see the directories, all these directories have been created automatically when we run some command on our command line tool. So what actually happened, we used Gradle to basically build that template. Gradle, I have already talked about the Gradle a little bit. Gradle is a build tool which actually helps us to create these folders automatically. Let's say you are creating an Android app, you don't want to create all these folders and files every time you're going to create an app. So you should need a system which is going to automate some tasks for you, and Gradle is a build tool which helps you to do that. So you can think about Gradle is just a virtual assistant which is working for you. You're delegating some tasks to him or her, and he or she is going to work something for you which you do every day. Maybe it's a recurring task or anything else. So Gradle is going to help you with that. So what we're going to do here is let's say you have created a project on Android Studio. Now you may think that why I am showing the Android Studio here. There is a very specific reason for this. Okay, so you have created the project, and you want to, the first thing that I do is basically I run the project and see whether this project runs or not. So you just click on this run button, that green button as you can see here on the screen, and if you click on this green button, what it's going to do here, it is going to basically run your app. So you can see this deployment target window, which is going to basically show you that which are the connected device on your system. So as you can see here, it is showing that unknown Google Nexus 5 is connected with my system here. The reason is because that I have a virtual device installed, emulator installed on my system. So what are these things? We are going to talk about all these things in this video as well. And if you have connected any phone on your system, you can see that as well if you have enabled the USB debugging. So we're going to talk about USB debugging and all that stuff as well. So what is going to happen if you have any connected device and hit OK, it is going to run this app. It is going to compile your app. First thing it is going to do, what it is going to compile your app, then it is going to run this app on your Android phone or whatever the device that is connected in, and you have chosen the device and hit the OK, and it will just simply run your app on that device. So this compilation and this building projects, everything is happening behind the scene. So when you click on this run button, it is going to take some time to install on your system, and the app should run on your Android app, or the app should run on your Android phone or whatever you are currently using. So what basically happen, it do something behind the scenes. So what actually it does behind the scenes, we are going to show, and we are going to reveal this reveal everything on this video. So just stick with me guys, you will love it, because you're going to see some cool stuff here, and we are going to learn some very basic thing about Android, that how it actually happens. And if you are into Android development, or you're basically a beginner, you're going to learn so much about this from this video. So let's go ahead and hit cancel out of this, because we are not going going to run any app using our Android Studio, because we are going to use command line tools as the title says. So what we are going to do here, we are going to pretty much create our app using the command line tools. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and open our command prompt. I have already opened my command prompt here, as you can see. Now you must have this directory open here. You can just hold your shift key and right click on your mouse, and you get this open command window here. And if you do this, you are going to get the same window as I am here. So if you are if you're following me along from the previous video, and if you haven't watched the previous video, it may look different to you. It may look something very different. I should recommend you to watch the previous video if you haven't. So I am currently inside the command line tool here. So what I am going to do here is I am going to run the compile and run the app. Basically what happens when you click on the green button. Now what we are going to have here is the Gradle distribution. Now if you don't know what Gradle distribution is, now let's go ahead and check out. So I opened up my favorite browser, that is Microsoft Edge. Trust me guys, it is not my favorite browser, I just opened it. Okay, so just type in Gradle and distribution. Here we go, and hit enter. Okay, just go to this link, and you can find that so many Gradle versions are there. So this is the latest version currently here, that is 3.1 all .zip, and we are going to use one of the distribution from here. So what we are going to do here, so if you are following me along from the first, and you must have seen that I have told you on the ones that you need a stable internet connection, because I am going to download one of this, but using our command line tool. Okay, so let's go ahead and download this some stuff. To download this, we have to set up something. So as you have seen that, as you can see that there are so many files in here, that is one is Gradle W.bat and one is Gradle W. So let's talk about them both, because they almost look similar name. What actually Gradle W is, just the plain Gradle W. If you open it up on your favorite text editor here, okay, and you can see that it is shown that echo and all this stuff. So if you have worked with Unix operating system previously, you must have seen that kind of languages, and if you haven't, that's not a big deal here. And if you are if you open up this file here, that is Gradle W.bat, it is basically for Windows. So what is going to happen if you are currently using Windows or Linux, depending upon that, Gradle W is going to run on your command line tool. But there is a huge issue guys. The Gradle is going to download a very old version. So for that purpose, we are going to change something. So what we're going to change here is the build.gradle. So let's go ahead and open up our build.gradle file. Just stick with me guys, because we are going to talk about in details that what is actually happening here. So if you are inside this one, it is using a repository called Maven Central. So let's change the repository to JSONer. There is a huge reason that we have changed it to Maven Central to JSONer. So it will download the stuff from the JSONer. It is going to include the JSONer repository while downloading the Gradle stuff. Okay, so and that in the dependency section, you can see that it is using the com.android tools build Gradle 1.1.0. So it is using a version of 1.1.0, but we are going to use a version of say 2.1.2. okay, so why I'm using this? So there are lots of version of Gradle. I'm just using this version so the app runs pretty well on your system. So there is no specific reason for that. So you can see the compiled SDK version here. If you don't remember what I have shown you, the API when we are talking about APIs and stuff, that API is that Android 19 is basically the KitKat version, I guess. Okay, so if you're working with the KitKat, you can see the Android 19. Okay, and we're going to use the KitKat version because the compiled SDK version is going to use on the KitKat. So what will happen if you run anything using the Android 19, it is going to run on the KitKat, not below any Android version. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to change the build tools version as well. So we're going to change it to 23.0.2 0.2. So 23.0.2 is the latest build tools version. It's not the latest tool version because it is the build tools version. Latest one is 24.4, because 24, if you remember, the API 24 is basically based on the Android Nougat that is already released on the market. That is the Android, what I can say, after Lollipop it has came with a new version of Android Nougat. I don't know how many people use it, but it is there. So we're not going to use it. We're going to use basically the Lollipop version. So sorry, Marshmallow one. So that is going to be the build tool version. We are going to use the 23.0.0. and if you have seen the build types release and run ProGuard false. So Android has changed a lot of things in the build.gradle since they have an API 3 level. So it's basically currently changed to minify enabled. Okay, so minify enabled, what it does actually, it compresses your code whenever you are writing something. Let me give you an example. Let me assume that you have written a function or may have included a variable and you didn't use it. So what is going to happen? It is going to increase your APK size, like the file that we are going to create at last. So you don't want that. So you're going to use the minify enabled true to change that you're going to use the minify enabled to basically cut off all the code that is not necessary here. So we are not going to do that. We're going to keep it just false here. That's it. And we're going to save it. So as you can see that I have changed the repository from Maven Central to JSON, or Maven Central is kind of also a build tool kind of thing. And after that I changed the dependency to Gradle 2.1.2, and I have changed the build tools version to 23.0.2 as well, and I have changed the run ProGuard to minify enabled. So I have did so many things on this build.gradle, guys. You don't have to worry much about this, because we are going to use the JSON repository to download the Gradle that I have shown you on this distribution here. So it is going to use some repository because it is saved on this you can see the URL. So we are going to fetch this using this repository here. So that is it, guys, and it is going to apply the plugin Android, because when we are going to create something, we have to include the Android thing. So that is not today's videos. We are not going to talk about all this in the today's video. So let's go ahead and change something else here. Let's go ahead and close it up and open up something else. So what we are going to do here, we are going to basically the build.gradle is a kind of a groovy file which is going to run. It's a kind of executable, you can say, because Gradle is going to recognized by this build.gradle. So build.gradle is kind of a .exe for the Gradle W. So it is not actually Gradle W, it is a .gradle file which is like an executable for Gradle. So what we are going to do here, it is going to fetch the file from the wrapper here. You can see the Gradle wrapper which is inside the, if I go back, Gradle wrapper, and there is Gradle wrapper properties. So let's go ahead and open up this Gradle wrapper properties and see what inside this one. So as you can see here, there is a distribution URL. So as I have shown you guys, that is services.gradle.org and distribution. So if you have seen it, that is the URL here, and we're going to fetch it from this URL. So I'm going to change the Gradle distribution. As you can see, the latest Gradle distribution is almost 3.1 here, but we're not going to take anything from the 3.1 here. So we're going to change this Gradle distribution here as well. So what we're going to do here is we're going to change this version here. So we're going to change this version to 2.10. So if you go inside this repository here, you can see that 2.1, where is it? 2.10, yes, 2.10 is there. Okay, it is 2.10 dash all. Let me go ahead and change this as well. Let me just, okay, it is 2.10 all.zip. So it's fine, the link is pretty much correct here. I'm going to save this file as well. So we're going to basically download this 2.10 all from here. Where is it? I almost lost you every time. Where is it? Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, anyways, I have lost him. Anyways, it is going to download almost 63 MB, guys, and okay, that's why I told you that you are going to need a stable internet connection. So everything is done and we are pretty much ready to run our app. So the first thing that we are going to use, that this Gradle W. As you have seen here, we are using the Windows, it is going to pretty much use this by default. If you're in Linux, it is going to use this, so you don't have to worry about this, and you just have to type in Gradle. And if you're in Linux, I think it should be like this one, Gradle W. So I am in the Windows, so we're going to do something like this, Gradle W, and okay, let me spell it correctly, Gradle W tasks, and hit enter. So if you just type this in, Gradle W tasks, and you are going to get something like downloading or stuffs. So what it is going to do in the background, it is going to download the distribution from here. As you can see here, that it is showing that it is it has some distribution 3.1.0, and it is all, and it is going to download this distribution. So as you can see here, and it is going to download something as this distribution here. Okay guys, we get an error here, so let me go ahead and find out that what basically happened. It says that couldn't find method JSONer for arguments on repository container. So must have happened something wrong while we used this JSONer. So let's go ahead and see what happened actually. Okay guys, what basically happens here is we used the JSONer, and C is in the capital. It is not going to be on the capital form, it is going to be just C. So let's go to our build.gradle here, and we're going to open up it with the Sublime text, and we're going to use JSONer and save it and close this file, and we're going to pretty much run it again and see. I hope it will work, and we don't know. Let's see. Okay, it is showing some resolving dependencies and all this stuff, configuring some projects, and I think it should work. Yes, it does work indeed. So as you can see, it says that build successful. There is a reason because it is showing that build is successful here. If you haven't downloaded the Gradle before, I think it shouldn't show up on your system. Okay. Basically what actually happened, if you open up your app, you can see the folder, and this thing happened. You can see that two folders have been newly added, that is .gradle and the src here. So what are these files? So if you're familiar with Unix operating system, you must recognize that dot in front of a folder name is going to, it's a kind of folder that is hidden. So we shouldn't touch this kind of folders, and they're just for the purpose. So we're going to go to the src here. That is going to be a fun part. So let's go ahead and open up the main, and there is the Java folder and res folder. We are going inside this Java folder and com folder and my folder comline. As you can see, that is the package name, guys. So that is the actual package that you have created or included while creating the Java, while including the package name here. So this is the package that has been automatically created here. So let's go ahead and open it up with Sublime text, that main activity.java file. So if you're here, if you're following along with me, so you can see that it is already there. So something is there which is inside this main activity. So, and let me go ahead and close this one, because this is not the fun part we are going to show. We are going to show you something else. So let's go ahead and go back and go inside this res folder, which is basically contains our layout, which is going to show up on your system, on your Android app. So as you can see, if you have opened up your main.xml, you don't need to know the XML for this purpose. You can see that a text view element has been started here, which has a text hello world main activity. So let's go ahead and run this on our device. So if you don't have any don't connected any physical device on your system, you should connect one with your USB and if you don't want to connect your own physical device, you can do what you can use this Genymotion here for the personal use. And this is a virtual device, guys. It's almost like a simulator that you can get an Android feel here. It's almost an Android device which is running a Google Nexus 5. That's pretty awesome. And yes, that is it. And we're going to do what we're going to install this app in here. Now if you have connected your physical device, you should do something here. Just go to your settings here on your physical device, and if you're using the virtual device, that steps are not required, so guys, so you can skip the videos in here. So you can go to the about phone and tap on the build number 7 times, and it will show an option called your developer. So and you can see the developer options here as well. And if you go to the developer options, you just have to enable the USB debugging here, and that's it guys. Your phone will be connected with your system automatically. To test that whether your app is on device is already connected with your system, you just have to type in adb sorry guys, excuse me, devices, and you can see the list of devices attached. Because I have already attached one device, that is the IP address of this device here, and this is connected with my system here, as you can see. So it is showing up on the list of devices attached. Okay guys, I have lots of talking already. I have told you so many things, and let's go ahead and see that what it is generated. Let's go back out of this folder and see something else. So we're going to do here, we're going to first compile our app. So that is the required step guys. We have to compile first, as I have already told you. So what you have to do here is just go to your command prompt and type in some commands. So let's go ahead and use the Gradle W as like always, and we are going to do what? We are going to create assemble our app. So the first thing that we have to type in, that is Gradle W assemble debug. So what it is going to do here, it is going to compile your app and it is going to create an Android package on your system. So this is a very fun part guys. That is Gradle. It is automating tasks for you. You don't have to do anything like packaging, how to create the .apk file. You don't have to manually do anything in this case. You just have to type the Gradle W command and it is going to pretty much do the work for you. And if you have noticed, a build file has been created here. So you can create and delete this build file anytime. If you are in the Android Studio, you might have noticed that there is an option. If you have ever used the Android Studio here, you can notice that there is an option called like clean project. What it is actually does, the clean project, actually rebuild project, it is actually delete your build folder and recreate it again, and it is basically compile your app. So if you go inside this build folder and go to the, let's go ahead and go for the where should I go, build outputs. Okay, there is APK, and there is two APKs, APK debug and APK unaligned, and we are going to install this APK debug on our virtual device, and you can use your physical device as well. So let's go ahead and install this APK on our system. So how we do it? Now we are going to install our app. So how do we install it? If you're seeing some options here, I have tried to install it using the ADB, but I don't know why it really didn't happen anything. So I'm going to use the Gradle W again, and I'm going to use the install debug and hit enter. So what it is going to do here, it is going to install your app on your phone here. So let's go ahead and open up my app, fold this one, and just see if I get anything. So yes, the build is successful and it is currently installed on your system, and if you can see that main activity and app is there. If you're using a physical device, you may see it on your physical device as well, and if it is connected with the USB debugging, so you have to enable the USB debugging. So let's go ahead and see what's inside. If you open up the main activity, you can see that it is saying hello world. So yeah, that is congratulations. The first of all, very much congratulations guys, you have created your first app using the command line tools, and that is very exciting news. So let's go ahead and do some editing as well. Instead of hello world, let's do something else. So I have shown you that in the src folder, in the main, there is a res folder which contains our layout. So the layout you can see here, it is contained by the main XML. So if you open up the main XML, you can see the text view here. So this text view, no, I don't want to download the Sublime Text new version. Okay, so if you go inside this one, you can say that it says hello world. We're going to change it to say hello Android. What should I write? Developers. Okay, developers. So that is going to do, and I'm going to save it, and I'm going to open up my command window here, and I'm going to basically assemble my app. That is, first I have to compile this app. If I just simply run it, it's not going to work. So first of all, compile. So that is the that is basically reason for all the CLI. So I'm going to run the Gradle W install debug, and that is going to install my app as well. So let's go ahead and see if I can see anything. So here we go, it is going to install our app, and the app is almost closed. And if you open up your app, you can say that it says, and hello Android developers. So I congratulate you guys, you have created your first Android app just using the command line tools. And if you have faced any problem guys, any problem, I know that this kind of languages has some problem, and you may haven't understand so many things that we have discussed in this video. Trust me guys, we are going to talk about all this stuff when we are going to talk about the project structure and what actually happens in the in all the files that you can see here. So project structure is nothing but this app and all those files and folders that you can see that auto generated. We are going to talk about this, which are necessary and which are not. So we're going to talk about all this gibberish that you may haven't understand so many things here, that distribution, that what is happening, that it is downloading some stuff from in the background and something is happening behind the scenes. Even if I'm saying that Android Studio is doing something behind the scene, but you have seen some things that also happening behind the scenes. So there is lots of things that happens when you do something like with the Gradle and all that stuff. That is why we are using the Gradle guys. It is almost automating tasks for you. So if you have any questions or any problem guys, you can just tweet me, or you can find me on my Facebook page. You can message me there, or you can just simply tweet me there or on Twitter. And if you have any questions or any problems that you find, you may have just simply ask me, and anytime guys, I'm ready to help you. And I think if you don't have that time to communicate with me in personally, you can just comment below on this one. And if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel. And I'm thinking about starting a new Android and not the Android, I'm going to start about a new project. So I think you are going to like it, and this is going to be something it's kind of a surprise. I'm not going to tell you now. I think you guys will love it. And if you like my channel, just subscribe it, and please don't forget to like and share this video. I think it will be really helpful for anyone, any beginners or anyone who wants to learn Android or take a test drive. And please subscribe to my channel and help me grow guys. And this is a very new channel, I don't have much subscriber. If you don't like my videos, just subscribe. Thank you.